the keys are to the glory days at the stick. From who's got it better than us to brick by brick. It's always the 49ers way, from off-season to game day. Yeah, we talk back. It's the 49ers Cutback.
It's 49ers Cutback Podcast time, and it's time to talk about what Demeco Ryans defense could look like. And
100%.
Big ups to the new subscriber. We really appreciate it.
Chuck Harper, my guy. Right in the middle of the episode, man.
Boom.
Congratulations.
I like it.
No, man. This is an interesting conversation. It's a fun conversation. It's a great conversation to have because there's going to be some sort of change.
Agreed.
Anytime you get a new person like that at the helm who comes in and takes over, whether it's someone with a lot of experience, someone with a little bit of experience, they want to put their own stamp on it. You want to put the Demeco Ryans stamp of approval on that defense. So there's going to be some changes. The questions are, though, what? What are those changes?
Yeah.
Are they going to be drastic? I don't know if we think they're going to be drastic, but then I'll let you start off with this one. Where are you thinking this defense is heading in a direction if it's not the traditional standard cover 3 wide 9 all the time look? What wrinkles could Demeco Ryans be adding in?
Well, I mean, like you brought up, the first thing I see is that they're going to run a lot of different coverages. I don't think they're going to be pigeonholed into the cover 3. I think you're going to see shell coverages. For people that don't know what a shell coverage is, it's when you come out and you give a look. So you may look like you're running a cover 1 when you really want to run something else or are going to run something else, just to give the quarterback pre-snap a different look than what they're looking for. That way their reads change and everything's different once the ball is snapped. And we saw that some last year under Sala, but I think it goes to another level because Verrett and Mosley can play man coverage. And so can the guys behind him, so it changes everything. So I think the first thing you do is change that. I think they're going to run more quarters. I think that's the trend in the NFL, and I think the 49ers are going to somewhat follow the trend. So you're going to see from them a cover 3, cover 2, cover 6, cover 4. I think you're going to see a lot of different things. And, of course, their traditional cover 3. And they'll sit in there and they'll use the bail technique and all that. So I think you're going to see a mixture of things, and I think that's only the beginning of the things that he's going to do that's a little bit different, a little more ramped up, a little more enhanced.
No, man, I think that's fair. And an even easier way to put it than Ant put it with the shell coverages, think Madden. When you run that cover 9, the cover 9 show 2, you're going to show cover 2 but run cover 9.
Right.
I mean, that I think is accurate. I think that's fair. And I think, in all honesty, that you can expect to see a lot of that, and maybe you can expect to see a little more maybe aggressiveness in terms of the blitz packages.
100%.
And the only reason for that is Demeco Ryans played in a system in Houston that was a pretty blitz-heavy system.
Mm-hmm.
They blitzed a lot during his time in Houston, so he's going to be familiar with it. He's going to be comfortable with it. He's going to have a really good idea of when those blitzes need to be coming. And we saw Sala went to it a little bit last year. He went to a little bit more than he has in the past. He typically didn't blitz as much. It wasn't our strength. You might see a little bit more of it, a little more creative blitz scheme, trying to use guys like Greenlaw and Warner's speed to the Niners' advantage and sending them in on blitzes, especially on rundowns. Maybe a lot more run blitzes, trying to stuff teams even more. And that way you're taking some of the pressure off that D-line from having to play at an elite level all the time. You can put some of the onus on the linebackers to get in there and disrupt, and more tackles for losses in the backfield. I think the thing you're going to see a lot differently than in years past is the Niners have relied heavy on that D-line, especially in 2019, to create a lot of havoc. Demeco Ryans is a linebackers coach. He's a linebackers guy. He's going to be finding ways and creative ways to get this linebacking core in positions to have a lot of success and put up some gaudy numbers.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think they're going to be more impactful in the blitz. I think that is something that definitely has to happen. We saw Sala had so much, good luck with it last year, especially against Seattle and Russell Wilson. Those first 3 drives in each of those games, he was completely confused and thrown off. And so that was a big part of it. The other thing that goes into it is I think you're going to see more 3 safety looks. We saw it a little bit, and I think they're going to add more. I think them drafting Talanoa Hufanga is also showing what's going on. But if you watch some film last year, a lot of times they would bring 2 safeties in the box, and they would keep 1 safety deep. Sometimes it was Richard Sherman that was playing that deep third, and they would bring those other guys in and really make sure they had 4 legit linebackers in the box that could help stop the run. So they were doing a lot of creative things with that. I think he has a big part of that. I think, too, also, he's going to get some influence from James Betcher, who they just brought in.
True.
And he's also a big blitz guy.
No, I think that's fair. It also may go into a little bit more as to why there was input potentially from Mr. Demeco Ryans during draft day. He didn't want to go get a linebacker here with that 7th pick. Maybe it's because they took a Hufanga. Maybe it's because they got a Tavarius Moore on the roster. Maybe those guys are a little bit more of a hybrid role and could play a little bit more in the box safety or in the box linebacker and have a linebacker role for the 49ers. So he didn't feel like he needed another linebacker to add to that group. He's got 2 guys he thinks he can hybrid and flex in there.
Yeah, I think that's 100% accurate. You know, the things that they're going to be able to do with all the flexibility is going to be fun. I think, like we kind of touched on, just the secondary, the blitzing, all that's going to be good. And he's going to be more creative, I think, than we've saw in the past. I think Saleh kind of trended that way in the end, and Demeco Ryans is going to kind of pick up where he left off. Because I think a lot of influences, things influence Saleh. A lot of things are being proven that you can't really run that cover 3, that Seattle cover 3, everywhere. You got to change it up. Offenses have gotten used to it. They know what's going on. And unless you have that elite talent like they had there in Seattle, I mean, they really did have the perfect guys to run it.
You had elite safeties, you had elite corners, and you had a, I wouldn't say elite pass rush, but it was a darn good one.
It really was. And I think they've got to manufacture some of it, but also they've got one heck of a defensive line. And he's going to be able to rely on that all year long. And once you get the blitz going with that, you've got all pro Fred in the middle. It's going to be scary for everyone else.
I mean, that's for sure, indeed. Going to be frightening for the rest of the NFC West. Demeco Ryans, man, you're going to have your work cut out for you. Big expectations in year 1, but you can get it done. We got faith. Let us know what you think down below. Do you agree with us on this? The new look Demeco Ryans defense, is this a real thing? We're going to see some changes this year with this 49ers defense, or is it going to be more of the same old, and you disagree with us completely? Let us know about it down there in the comment section. And while you're down there, follow your Barper who just subscribed. You saw him hit that subscribe button. You saw that alert pop up. You want to be a part of this. You want to subscribe, publicly subscribe to the page. That way you get that nice little text graphic also. You can help us get a little bit closer to 1K. And, everyone will be talking about you in chat. That'll be fun also.
Yeah, let us know what you think the Demeco Ryans defense is going to look like. Is it going to look like Saleh's defense? Is he going to take it in a complete different direction? Let us know what you think. And also let us know what you think about what we said about Demeco Ryans defense.
Absolutely. And until next time, 49ers fans, you stay safe.
And remember, the right way is
always the 49ers way.